Look at all the snowmobiles. Just leaving the Boulder Beer Bar here. Had some late lunch. Everybody sled started, and we're headed back out on the trails to head back. Oh, look at this snort. That's alright. Rather ride snort than icy ruts like I was doing on the motorcycle this December. Just how it goes here in Wisconsin. You get some good years and you get some not so good years. I think any year that the trails open at all is a good year, and maybe it was a little bit late this year. And woo, I know if they're open, they're a little icy, but hey, you know what? They're open. I'm happy to be able to get out here and hit the throttle at least a little bit, even if it's a little little hard to keep the sled going where you want it to. We saw a guy earlier today that had one ski that was not really where it was supposed to be, and I assume that was due to these trails. So I apologize if this isn't the most high-speed, exciting ride, but I'm going to be going a little slow, I think. Ooh, yeah, she cooled off a little bit. It was like 24, I think, when we got here today. We haven't really had too many below zero days. I don't know if you guys have seen any of that yet. Maybe you have, but we got some chickens earlier in the year. Well, I guess today's the second of the year, so I guess, okay, maybe not this year. We got some chickens early last year, and been having an interesting time with those, between predators and trying to keep our dogs and the chickens separate, and trying to keep the water a liquid and not a solid. It's been an interesting thing. I've installed all sorts of Wi-Fi outlets for the chickens, and they've got heated water bowls both inside and outside the coop, and they've got a light that turns on early in the morning to make sure they get their sunlight hours in, even if it's too cold to go outside. They've got a fenced-in yard that they sort of stay in. At least it keeps the neighborhood dogs away from them anyways, as long as they're behaving and stay in the coop. Usually they do find their way out once in a while and into the front yard, and then I gotta go chase them around back into the fence. But they're a lot of fun. How many of you guys have chickens? That's the first time we've ever had them, and I'm probably a little bit too attached to them, but they're a heck of a lot of fun. A lot of work too, but a lot of fun. What else has been going on? Oh, I have a son. I don't know, for you guys that follow the channel in the summertime, I'm sure you know that, but I kind of forgot to really mention it outright. I mean, I talked about it a bit last year on the snowmobile videos, but I never outright said it. As of this recording, our little guy is, I think, 14 months old, which I dislike it when people count their age in months. I mean, when they're that young, every month makes a big difference. They're growing and changing just by the day even, and our little guy is going crazy, but he's for layman's terms, for non-parent terms, he's a year old. And oh, he is just an absolute blast. I cannot explain how much I enjoy being a dad. It is so cool, and he is just the coolest little guy, which I'm sure everybody says, but he is pretty awesome. He loves snowmobiles, he loves motorcycles. In fact, if you sit him down on a four-wheeler or a motorcycle or a snowmobile, he's not very happy when you go to take him back off. He wants to stay and play on them all day, which is really kind of cool and pretty exciting for me. I'm hoping that trend continues, and whoops, nope, not again, not doing it again. So yeah, summer's been good. Definitely happy that winter is here though. Woo! Getting some of my house projects finished up. I did a fairly intensive remodel for a one-man show anyway. I don't know why I decided that shortly after having a newborn, we should remodel the house, but I did. So that's kind of wrapping up, and I'm kind of to the point where I can at least relax a little bit now. So that's been nice, especially since we're actually getting some winter weather finally, and it's been fun to play around in the snow with the little guy. Woo! That is not fun to ride on and listen to. Whew. Yeah, it seems like it cooled off a bit. I think I was going to say that before when I was saying it was 24 degrees out. It's not 24 anymore. It's dropping a bit, and I think we're getting a little damp. I'm going to crank up the hand warmers here, and I think I got my seat on, but I never sit down long enough to actually use it. Ah, there we go. In the last video I was talking about how I'm thinking about buying a new sled, and I gotta say, as much as I laughed at the heated seat when I bought this, it's pretty nice to have, and I'm gonna be pretty disappointed if I end up with a sled that doesn't have it. Not that I sit down long enough for it to matter anyways. I don't know why that is. I just like to stand and ride. I don't know if it's from being on a motorcycle, off-road motorcycle, so much that you just kind of end up standing as much as you can, because that's just the way you have the most control and keep stress off your back, or what. But I like to stand and ride. This sled's just good for it too, I guess. Oh, and also, if you're interested, so far with the 30-some miles that I've got on it, my new giant GPS up on the dash there is doing quite well. Hasn't shut off on me once. That was pretty much all my other one did before, which I think it mostly just got destroyed from my first bike that just really beat it up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we've seen some better trails than these earlier in the day, but for how much snow they have up here, I gotta say I'm definitely happy that they're open, and definitely happy that we can ride them. So thank you, snowmobile clubs and groomers and everybody that puts this sort of thing together. We appreciate it, even if there's a lot of dirt showing through. Woo! Which of course isn't their fault. Whoa! I think the other reason I'm standing up so much is that I've got to go to the bathroom. I should probably find a spot to do that. Uh-oh! I don't hear that going fast. Oh, what's that down there? Little open area. You gotta love the Northwoods. I haven't been up here in a long time. I suppose I haven't been up here since, Memorial Day. Oh, look at that. We're gonna get to see it too. Good, because I gotta go to the bathroom. That's pretty cool. What a beautiful sight. Gotta love that snow in the trees. Really makes a big difference. Hey guys, like my little TV screen there. Originally I thought I bought the biggest one that you can get, but I think there's actually a 7-inch. This is a 6. It's big enough. Gotta love the VV maps too. Tells me where the trails are, tells me where the county land is. Bathrooms apparently. Oh! First pull. Whoa! Whoa! Oop! I see sleds. Actually, I see headlights. No, wait. I don't want to shove anybody off into the ravine there. And then I'll just go anyway. Because that makes sense, right? Ooh, these all rocks? Oh my gosh! That's good for the carbides. Woo! A little better. Oh! A little worse. Yeah, as we stopped there, we talked about it, and we decided that the trail getting to the bar today was much better than the trail home. These are not so great, but still not too bad considering this is an opening day. Opening day was yesterday, which was Saturday, so everybody, or no, it was Friday, but it was the Friday after the New Year, so everybody was off of work, or I guess I would think most people were. I was. Anyway, though, so as much traffic as I'm sure they've seen, they're really not too bad for the small amount of snow that's on the ground. I'm sure happy to be out here. Definitely looking forward to being able to leave right from home, though, too, and not have to drive an hour and a half. That sure is nice. Woo. I keep forgetting to ask you guys, what do you, whoa, what do you think of the second camera here on the dash? This is actually my original helmet camera from last year, except during the little accident that I had, the portion that the mic gets plugged into got jammed and disconnected, so now it's just a really nice B-roll camera, but that's good to have. I think it adds a dimension of depth to it. I like it. Hopefully you guys do too. Still enjoying my LED auxiliary, not auxiliary, aux beam LED headlights. Not quite as bright as the ones that we put in Leon Shapinski's Phaser 500. Those were much better, just wouldn't fit in here if you guys remember that. These are still doing okay, but the ones that I put in my dad's truck, those actually went out, or one of them did anyways. Or no, both of them. One of them went out, and then the other one went out a couple months later. So that wasn't so great, and I actually messaged Auxbeam and asked them to send us another one, and they said they would, but they were out of stock, and then they actually just never did. So I don't know what's going on with that. Somebody's having a little rifle practice, it sounds like. Looks like my weld's still hanging on here. That's good. That doesn't seem so good, though. What's that about? The other side broke. Is the sway bar supposed to move that much? Oh, well. Oh, no, there's a truck. Goodbye. There's still a little bit of play. It's not as bad as it used to be. So I think I said before, those guys are linked up with the Bluetooth communicators. Jason was saying at the bar, though, there's actually like a radio version of these where it's like uses radio waves rather than Bluetooth. So I don't know how the heck that works. I guess some sort of shortwave communicator. I don't know. Have you guys ever heard of that? I definitely have not. I've heard of the Cenas, but I've never heard of anything other than the Bluetooth. So if you guys have heard of those, fill me in. Let me know what you guys are using and how they work. How many of you guys ride motorcycles? I don't know if I've ever really asked that. I think I've asked you guys what you do in the summertime, but do any of you ride motorcycles, either road bikes or dual sport like I do? I sure like it, and it's definitely nice to be able to switch from one to the other in a place like Wisconsin where you can't really do either year-round. You can kind of ride motorcycles year-round, I suppose, if you really wanted to, but I don't want to that bad. I'll take my snowmobile when there's snow on the ground. Woo! I actually picked up a new four-wheeler. I don't know if I've mentioned that at all. I kind of don't think I have. I probably showed it in a few of the sled maintenance videos that we did at the beginning of the year here. Kind of decided not to do any videos on it. I don't really know what I'm doing with it. Not that I do most of the time when I'm working on anything else either, I guess, but that's been an interesting project. The tires gave me quite the problem getting those switched out. Old ones are just about glued on, and now those are finally working. And by the time I thought I had it, all fixed up and ready to ride, then I realized the exhaust gasket was leaking, so I had to replace that. And I gotta say, people complain about how complicated and packed in new snowmobiles and four-wheelers and stuff are, and in some sense, that's definitely true, and I would agree with it, but oh my gosh, I had to take half of that four-wheelers drive system apart just to get the darn exhaust gasket out, and it turned out there wasn't one in there. Now that it's got one, it's a lot quieter. So that's been kind of a fun project. I don't know how many of you guys like to tinker with stuff like that. I do here and there. I think I kind of pack stuff in a little bit too much sometimes and try to have too many projects at once, which I shouldn't do because then I get stressed about it and I don't enjoy it as much. But I think in a couple of those videos you could see that I was using some stress relief while I was in the garage. I think I had about 8 or 10 beer cans piled up on the ladder. Whoa! Behind the four-wheeler. But it wasn't all from one night. It was a couple nights put together. Not that I shouldn't maybe slow down and drink a little bit too much. Woo! But I'm from Wisconsin, I guess. What do you expect, right? Kind of turned into a nice night. Didn't really get much of a sunset, but at least we had some clear-ish skies today. Wasn't sure that was going to happen. I was driving up here in fog, and seems like we'll have a clear ride home. I should probably check. Oh, I was going to say check if there's people behind me, but I think I just saw a headlight. So how many of you guys have been up here or in the UP, or I guess wherever it is that you go snowmobiling? How many of you guys have been out, and where have you been riding, and how are the trails? Hopefully better than these. I would still like to get up to the UP. We'll see though. It just didn't sound like it was really worth the trip today, since they have about, I think, the same snow conditions as are here. Either that or they've got more snow and they're not groomed. Yikes. Yeah, these are I would say in poor condition, but at least there's a little bit of fluff on the top. That's nice to have a little bit to throw onto your slides and your coolers, especially when your slides are getting a little thin. Might have them hurt near worn out by the time I get back to the truck. Oh, somebody hit that sign. I think the groomer hit that sign. Yeah, but I'm actually kind of disappointed we didn't get to go up to the UP. I really figured that's where we would start, like we did last year. That's actually where we finished too. I definitely like it up there, but I gotta say I do like these trails here though. Even the ones in central Wisconsin are really pretty nice. I like all the twists and turns. I'm not real big on the big long winding trails. I like the tight turns. I'd rather be on a trail than a snowmobile highway any day. Especially since I'm not really 100% sure that we fixed my hot belt issue. Secondary was a little bit warm today. They're back there. So I haven't ordered it yet. I think one of you guys actually told me about it. I saw somebody else talking about it somewhere recently now too. But I think I might have to get myself some of those snowmobile hot dog cookers. How many of you guys use those? I think that'd be kind of neat. Something to heat up water for coffee would be kind of cool too. Ooh, I recognize this, but I don't know where we need to go. Big muscle lunge. Actually, I have my motorcycle through this intersection, I think. Well, I'll figure out where we're going and pick up then. Yeah, I gotta say, daylight riding is super nice. It's great for the camera. Looks much better. Definitely good to get some sunshine in the winter, but there's something about kind of the dusk time here that we got going right now, especially with a little bit of snow in the trees. I don't know, it's just cool. I've spent a lot of my snowmobiling career riding around at night. It kind of reminds me of just the first couple of years when I started doing it. Not that the last couple haven't been a lot of fun too, but it was just something about that time that I was just getting into it and just kind of learning the ropes and getting out and just putting miles on just to go and just to figure things out and just to get out and explore everything and learn the trail system. I don't know, it was just a really cool time and something that I will always remember and always look back on fondly. And even the times when we were back on four-wheelers, on sport quads, riding the trails back in Marathon County. That's really how I got started on it. That I didn't even know when we bought those, we were able to do that. And then one year, one of my buddies told me that we could and asked if we wanted to go out, and oh man, it was all over after that. I love that so much. Thought that was so cool. Even just the first time I got to ride my Yamaha Blaster out in the lake. Oh, I remember sitting at work and I was just so excited to get out there and ride it. I just thought that was the coolest thing. We'd be able to ride around in the lake and go from place to place up the river. It's just the coolest thing. I loved it. Wife and I spent a lot of weekend nights out on the lake and out on the trails. That's when my buddy Leon Shpinsky had his ice shack out there, and oh, those were some good times. Today's good times though too. It's nice to have a nice sled and be able to come all the way up here with a halfway decent trailer and do this stuff without worrying about blowing tires like we always used to. Woo! Definitely wouldn't trade these days for those, but it's definitely a good time. Some fond memories. Definitely looking forward to going home to my wife and my little guy though. I don't get away from them too much, and when I do, I sure do miss them. It's a nice thing about working from home all the time, which I guess I probably got my music so loud you guys can hear it. I gotta turn that down. Whoop, now I turned it off. Uh-oh, I think I got the Google Assistant on. Turn off Google. There we go. Hopefully you can't hear music now. I don't remember what I was saying. So, due to the whole you-know-what going on, I have been working from home for almost a year now. No, that's not true. 9 months, which I guess is close to a year. But anyway, oh man, I've just been enjoying the heck out of that. I love it. Got my little basement office built down there for the channel. Intended it just for that, but now I'm using it for my real job. And that is so cool to be able to just wake up and walk down there and get to work and come up and have lunch with my little guy and my wife every day. Pretty cool. Obviously a lot of bads come with this, but I think for me personally, anyways, a lot of goods come with it too. I like that. Luckily we both still have jobs and everything, and things are good for us. Hopefully things are good for you guys too, or finding a way to find the good in it. I don't like people that much to begin with anyways, so socially distancing myself is kind of a common practice in my household anyways. We don't spend a whole lot of time around any other people. But there's certain ones that we do, and we definitely enjoy being able to still spend time with them. Family gatherings were definitely small this year, but it was still good to be able to see the people that we did. Woo! What the heck? Where did that come from? I don't know if you guys saw that or not. Why do I have to pee again? Now if the sun's going down, you can't hardly tell if we're running over dirt or leaves. You can still hear the rocks though. Let's turn the music up a little bit. Oh yeah. Feels good when the track gets a little bit loose. I mean, not actually loose, just loose on the snow. It's a good day to have studs, that's for sure. Whoa! That 1056 under the hood still gets the track spinning a little bit though, even with the studs. Woo! Not seeing much of the scenery. I'm focusing hard on trying to pick out rocks from the shadows here. Waiting for that big one.